Hi, this is Liam from Turnsounds. Don't eat a curry before taking a flight.
Very, very sound advice. That to me sounds like spoken through pain of previous experience.
No, from a story.
Okay.
To me, it sounds like.
To me, it more sounds like.
Nice.
Yeah. This is what our show has devolved into.
I like it.
All right.
I like it so much.
Yep, good is ready.
Hello there.
No droid.
That R2 unit is in prime condition.
I'm with the droid on this one.
Wow, relax your droid.
Congratulations.
Hello there. That was me
That
trying.
was pretty good.
That was
Thank you.
awesome.
Not bad at all.
Oof. I wasn't expecting that level of reception. You are watching if you're on YouTube or listening if you are via the audio waves. Astromech, your favorite Toy Story appreciation podcast.
Yeah.
We dabble in Star Wars from time to time, however. I am your host, Isaac Mark Anthony. I haven't had a new name in a long time. Look, this is episode 101, you know? And so,
Do you want ideas?
yeah.
General Isaac, like General Grievous, it's pretty not creative at all, but like.
It feels like a
something.
demotion from Admiral as well, which...
Really? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Still above whatever class we are.
All right. Well, yeah. Once upon a time, I was very briefly Wedge Anthony's, so I'll take that for today.
Ooh.
Don't. Yeah. Okay. It wasn't great. Okay. It didn't stick for a reason. Joined today by a good friend Liam.
Yeah, Darth Liam.
Darth Liam.
Also, Just Liam from Just Keep Walking. That's where I
Yeah.
hail from originally.
Mate, you're so good at plugging other shows. All right.
And
Well,
less good friend, Ben.
Oh.
Ben Lars.
I wouldn't say that. If we're going by years, then you've got the high ground there.
Sure.
So over Anakin.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we might be seeing a little bit more of Liam as time goes on.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. What could happen? Well, typically thoughts of the day is what starts off our show. And if you have any, we encourage you to go to turnsounds@gmail.com and share them with us. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you boys, have you got anything in there, in those brains?
Oh, no, I don't actually. So, yeah.
How embarrassing. Yeah. Liam.
I did, and now it's completely gone.
Okay. This isn't
Yeah.
something that we prepare for. It's just, if you
Yeah.
were watching something and happened to at the time.
If you've got anything, go for it. I'll refer to my notes. I feel like I had something, but
I
10, 9.
Okay.
I do remember what mine was, but it does tie into the whole thing that I messaged you about
Mm-hmm.
around.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, I
that'll
do
come
have
later.
something, which I sort of wanted to bring up last week, but we didn't quite have the time for it because we had a lot on the plate. But
the
it's
books.
I can't remember off memory. I haven't researched this at all. Do you guys know, was the term balance of the force ever actually used in the original trilogy, or was that just added in for the prequels?
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah. Because it's something that's been kind of confusing for a while, and the more you think about it, it's like, oh, okay, there's like, does there have to be light and dark then? And it kind of destroys the idea of good versus evil. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is something that I recently thought of when our old co-host Andrew, I say old not because he's gone, but due to his age, he mentioned about, if you were too good, you had to go spend time in the dark side planet, and vice versa if you were too
Yeah, exactly.
according to the EU books.
Yeah.
But that really doesn't fit, does it, with like the whole, like you say, good versus evil. Sort of, in my view, it was like, okay, well, first of all, what is too good? Show me the rubric for, oh, you're too good a person, time for you to, like, who's ever said that ever? And then furthermore, like, when is it ever okay to be anything on the negative side of the scale, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like the whole idea of balance for me is you have balance when there's no dark side at all. And because there's always like going to be a tilt to the dark, but then as soon as you cross over into dark side, it's like you've gone too far. So
Yeah, so that's something. I mean, we've sort of gotten past this by now, hating on the prequels or whatever. But that's one of those sort of fundamental things I'll say that I just don't like that the prequels added, is that they sort of it just complicates and changes things. Whereas in the original trilogy, we've got to defeat they didn't even have the word Sith, but the Sith or the Empire, and bring freedom to the galaxy, and that's good. But now it's all about bringing balance to the Force, which implies that you have to have a lot of darkness as well as a lot of light, or everything just has to be in the middle. Or,
I am on the same page as Isaac.
Okay, yeah. What am I missing?
Well, I think because we're talking about it from our standpoint of morality, right?
Right.
Whereas I look at it just listening to your two explanations there, and you hear constantly the will of the Force, as the Force wills, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but the Force.
I'm blind. Like, when you think about it, the dark side users use the Force just for their own personal gain, right? To gain power, to this, that, and the other, but it's all self-serving. Whereas the light side tends to use the Force to, one, create peace, create life, that sort of stuff, but it's also as the Force wills it. You hear that quite repeatedly. So I think a lot of balance would be from the light side. When there is no darkness, you hear the Force wills, the Force does what it's meant to do, rather than someone calling upon the Force for selfish reasons. Am I articulating this properly?
Yeah, okay. So you're implying that if there's just goodness and Jedi and no Sith, that would be a balanced Force.
I think so, but not necessarily just good. I think it's more a case of like what you're using it for. If you're using it for self-centered purposes, then it's out of balance, so to speak.
Well, if I may, with an analogy, and I've just thought of this, and I'm rather proud of myself for this, actually. You think about the weather, right? A nice sunny day, but too hot, you're going to get burnt, right? In the same way, with like a windy day, you can get blown away, but no wind at all. It's just really dry and hot. And you'd like a nice cool breeze to just, cool you down a little. So you can have the absolute perfect day where the temperature's not too hot, not too cold, just a very, very light breeze. The air's not too humid. That, for me, is balance, right? Between all the extremes.
And the Sith take things to extremes.
That's it.
Where they shouldn't. Okay, yeah, cool. So really it's probably more just an issue with EU stuff and books that maybe take the concept to... Well, that's what we're talking about.
Benjamin! It's taken... Okay.
What?
It's taken 101 episodes, ladies and gentlemen, but you heard Ben say it here first. The problem is with the Legends books. Thank you very much.
I've always held that.
Wow. Very privately, I might add then.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I've been outspoken on this show there, yeah. You can enjoy the books, but they don't mean anything as far as the movies go. Yeah.
Although, one thing that I would say is reasonable that's like confusion is that we know what's going to happen, that Anakin's going to become Darth Vader, and at the end he turns good, but like, I guess he kills the Emperor. So the whole prophecy and all that, it hinges on Anakin bringing balance to the Force. Does he actually do that? Is that what he achieves by killing the Emperor, I suppose?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, because also as the meme goes, like, Anakin's going to bring balance to the Force. What happened? In the end, there were 2 Sith and there were 2 Jedi, so that seems pretty balanced to me, like, goes the story. But, like, that's...
So that's EU thinking.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. That's your uncle talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good thought, Ben.
It is.
Yeah.
Very good thought.
I have thought that for some time. I wasn't quite sure how to articulate it, so thank you for that one.
No worries.
Yeah, well.
And then Rise of Skywalker came and brought Palpatine back and ruined it all.
Hey! Yep. All right, let's move on to something different here.
We've reached the part in the program where we discuss possible jobs in Star Wars.
Possible jobs.
Possibly.
In Star Wars.
Possibly.
Ooh.
Now, did I ask one of you guys to bring one of these?
I feel like you may have.
I know I asked Liam for the what would you do.
Okay.
I think I meant to send you one, Ben.
Right.
Did I ever do that?
Not that
You
I
did
can
someone to
remember,
me.
but I can think of something.
Also,
Okay.
could you come up with a job in Star Wars, please?
Oh.
You did send one my way.
Okay. All right, Liam. So he's got one.
Okay.
I hope.
I do.
Have you- yeah.
It's a bit of a.
I've got a backup one if
awesome.
not, but you go for
We'll
it.
go with both then.
All right.
So the one I thought was I'm gonna fall on my sword here because it's straight
Lightsaber.
away. Yes.
Okay.
It references the Last Jedi,
Ooh.
but you've got those horse racing sort of creatures.
Fathiers.
Fathiers.
Those
Oh,
things
go
are
on.
like, impressive,
Yeah.
most impressive. Take them out of the equation. There's obviously entertainment from animals, right?
Oh,
Or from
undoubtedly.
creatures.
Yeah.
So what about like an alien trainer? Some sort of, let's see, we have dog trainers, right? What about like some sort of trainer who just trains weird, obscure creatures?
Oh, you didn't listen to the last episode, did you,
Well,
mate?
it's different enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
because
hear
you
a
were
case
talking
made
about
for it.
like big monster wranglers, but this is training them to do entertaining.
Wasn't it a twofold sort of job that we ended up making it, where
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
bit of a circus trick? But okay, elaborate further.
Well,
further.
think about, I look at, what's the, from the Clone Wars, the Jedi who went bad, Porg, is it? No.
Oh, like
Craig. Pong Krell. That's
Okay,
it,
yeah.
One
Forearm
of those
guy,
guys. Yeah. One of those creatures who trains some really, really strange lizard.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
To do like the most random tricks, and you've just got like you said before, circus, I guess. But you've got people just paying money or Republic credits to sit around and watch this lizard backflip, do all these cool tricks. They're like,
No Republic credits.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the name for your business?
did not get that far ahead.
This is a new thing we're doing as well.
Ooh.
On the spot.
Okay. Because it's Pong Krell, this is a past life for him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, Krell's exotic creatures.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's grasping at straws, that one.
Alright. I can imagine him using his all four arms as well
Yeah,
to like
right.
grab the creature and like wrestle it down if it goes astray as well.
Then at the end, giving a big hug like good old Obi-Wan's friend did.
Yeah.
Dexter.
Good old Dexter, that's his name. I'm glad you remember.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this has been.
Jobs in Star Wars.
There you go. Jobs in Star Wars. Do you want to play us out there as
I
well?
do,
Thank you.
I
You got
really
the.
do.
You got the. Very nicely done. Well, we have a very lengthy email to go through. That's really going to make up the core of our show today. Also, on the way, we've got Sacred Jedi texts and a What Do You Do from our friend Liam. If you want to go to turnsounds.com and maybe consider plugging in a little bit of money, gets you a little bit of extra content, and it also helps us out a bunch.
Win-win.
Yeah, you help us out more than we help you out, unfortunately, for now, but that can change. We'll see. See where we're going with that one. Boys, I'm going to leave it up to you. What do we want? Sacred Jedi texts and then emails? Or what do you do?
Sacred Jedi text.
All right, let's jump into Sacred Jedi texts.
The sacred Jedi texts. My programming forbids me from translating it.
Now, today's one...
That's always a bit of a delay.
Today's one's a bit of a doozy. I'm taking a bit of liberty here and going to the Shrek movie.
Yeah.
The most beautiful poetry put to screen I think we've ever
This is where
seen.
the fun begins.
I saw that in the movies, you know. It's a good movie.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we're at Shrek's home. This is the big argument between Shrek and Donkey right before Donkey convinces Shrek to go after Fiona. And so we're looking for a bit of passion here, you know, like a bit, there's mutual anger and frustration toward the other one.
Yeah.
And we'll see that coming through. And so today I'll be narrating, seeing as I picked. Ben, you're going to be doing the voice of Shrek,
Yeah.
or well, rather the part of Shrek in the voice of Palpatine.
Nice.
Liam, do you reckon this should be episode 3 Palpatine, episode 6 Palpatine, or episode 9 Palpatine?
They're all very similar.
No,
I don't know how I'd do 9 differently to 6.
I would recommend maybe going back and watching it because he has more of a hollowed out, deeper voice in number 9. Number 3, he's very fresh and cackly. And number 6, he's a bit more mellowed. It's kind of in between. So there is a progression there.
Oh, wow. I need
Yeah.
to rewatch them.
There's a fine art to our friend Ian. Yeah.
Shout out
Dermot.
to him.
Yeah. But what do you reckon then?
3.
All right, number 3. Sounds good. And
Well, if that's the case, episode 3, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, let's go, Obi-Wan. So let's get right into this, shall we? Shrek's home. Shrek is eating dinner when he hears a sound outside. He goes outside to investigate.
Don't.
Oh, come on.
Donkey. What are you doing?
Hello there.
This is going to wreck you.
Yeah. I would think of all people, you would recognize a wall when you see one.
Well, yes. But the wall is supposed to go around my swamp, not through it.
It is around your half. See, that's your half, and this is my half.
Oh, your half.
Yes, my half. I helped rescue the princess. I did half the work. I get half the booty. Now hand me that big old rock, the one that looks like your head.
Back off.
No, you back off.
This is my swamp.
Our swamp.
Grabs a tree branch Donkey is working with.
Let's go, donkey.
You let go.
Come on.
Stubborn jackass.
Smelly ogre.
Fine.
Drops the tree branch and walks away.
Hey, come back here. I'm not through with you yet.
Well, I'm through with you.
You know, with you it's always me, me, me. Well, guess what? Now it's my turn. So you just shut up and pay attention. You are mean to me, you insult me, and you don't appreciate anything that I do. You're always pushing me around or pushing me away.
Oh, yeah? Well, if I treated you so bad, how come you came back?
Because that's what friends do. They forgive each other.
Oh, yeah. You're right, donkey. I forgive you. For stabbing me in the back with a lightsaber.
Goes into the outhouse and slams the door.
You're so wrapped up in layers, onion boy. You're afraid of your own feelings.
Go away.
There you are, doing it again. Just like you did to Fiona. Padme. All she ever did was like you. Maybe even love you.
Love me? She said I was ugly, a hideous creature. I heard the two of you talking.
She wasn't talking about you. She was talking about someone else.
Anakin? She wasn't talking about me? Then who was she talking about?
No way. I ain't saying anything. You don't want me to listen, right? Right?
Donkey.
No.
Okay. Oh, gee.
You're so close.
All right. Okay. Look, I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. I guess I'm just a big, stupid, ugly emperor. Can you forgive me?
Hey, that's what friends are for, right?
Right. Friends.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Very well done.
Nice.
That was
well
so
done.
much harder than I thought it was
Oh,
going to be.
poor Benjamin.
Yeah, kudos to you, man.
Yeah, I completely lost all bearings of what the emperor sounds like.
That was a hard one, though, for the
geez.
Emperor.
Yeah, Emperor like trying to eat gravel at the same time as well.
Having read it now, probably Anakin and Obi-Wan talking would have made more sense.
Can
for
you
the
do an
scene.
Anakin?
I don't know. I'm not saying I can do an Anakin, no.
Oh, man.
But who knows?
Lost confidence in most things now.
Yeah.
What about Vader?
Oh, you can do a Vader, yeah.
I would certainly like to.
If I'd
Would
thought about
certainly
that
like
more, yeah. Should have done something like that. All right, we're going to now move into an email, I reckon. Benjamin, why don't you go and hit that droid, why don't you?
All right. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Yeah.
The effort.
Several transmissions were beamed to the ship by rebel spies.
Just 5 minutes of your time, little email.
All right, good morning, R45.
Hello there. My serial number is R4D5.
Yeah, I know, I said hello. So we're going to go through some emails.
You have no emails today.
We know that's not true. So we got 2 emails today. One of them is going to make up the bulk of our show, it seems. And then the other one is from a new listener, Alexandria, who confirms, by the way, that she is a girl.
There we go.
So all confusion aside, thank you. Thank you for that one. She does cosplaying. She wanted to let us know, which is
cool.
Definitely a very cool thing. And she has a pretty cool picture of her wearing the... it's it's called a Japor snippet, apparently, the one that Anakin made for Padme.
Yeah,
I
right.
made this for you.
You remember me.
I feel cold. I'm not on a hot planet.
I don't need this to remember you by, Anakin.
No, that's cool though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send you that one. Otherwise, we have a return email from decent time listener now. You remember Carrie, Ben?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not Carrie Fisher.
No.
Secret's safe with us.
Yes.
She's definitely
No.
not alive and hiding out somewhere sending us emails.
Don't.
If you were wondering.
Don't give me hope.
Yeah.
All right. So she says, "Hi boys. Firstly, congrats on the baby. Thank you very much. Very excited for the youngling." She sends a lengthy email. She says, "Don't say sorry. We appreciate you reaching out. Thank you." And turnsounds@gmail.com. Do what Carrie did. And she says, "And I sent you boys this email because I wanted you guys to take a quick look at it, maybe
Yep.
so it wouldn't be so blindsiding. And you both definitely read it, I'm sure."
Yep.
All right.
Well, it was defending Luke in The Last Jedi. Of course I read it.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go.
All right, an ally for Ben. Here we go. She says, "I wanted to take a moment to talk about Luke Skywalker's portrayal in The Last Jedi,
Hey.
because for some reason I'm seeing a lot about it on social media at the moment. I wonder why at the moment in particular.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about it from a mental health standpoint. There's been a lot of backlash about him being written as a cranky old man when Luke Skywalker was always the embodiment of optimism. However, there are a few points I wanted to point out. Firstly, we never see him grieve for Beru and Owen. We make fun of that so much. That's, yeah. Okay. Whether or not he got on with them, they were still the only parental figures for his formative years, and they died a pretty horrific death in the midst of some hefty realizations he was having. Next, he found out his real father, who was a Sith Lord, who tried to turn Luke to the dark side, allowed him to be tortured by the Emperor, then died just after being redeemed. He never knew his real mother, as she died in childbirth. So some pretty heavy things we're seeing here. And if I can add to that as well, he saw his friend Dak get crushed by an AT-AT on Hoth, so that was
Speaking
something.
of crushes, the girl he had a crush on turned out to be his sister.
There you go. There's some trauma.
Yeah.
His friend Biggs as well, shot out of the sky.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Years later, the Emperor is done, and he has some sort of family, and in the moment of insanity, contemplates killing his nephew, which results in the creation of Kylo Ren, or Kylo Ben, depending on what universe you're in. Yeah. Where am I at? The destruction of the Order. Luke has built and more death and destruction around the galaxy at the hands of Kylo. I think there is an argument to be made that yes, he is an optimistic person who believes in the goodness of people. However, he has gone through a tremendous amount of trauma. He was put in a tauntaun as well, you know. That's something.
Yeah.
Imagine waking up and finding out, hey, you put me in a dead tauntaun. Anyway, he's a lot of trauma in his life that he's never really dealt with. Trauma affects everyone in different ways, and I think that it's entirely possible that he in later life had some kind of breakdown about the people close to him dying / being hurt, etc., and became a recluse. She says, I could go into a bit more detail, and there's some plots from Legends that can maybe be drawn from, but I'll leave you with that as it is. As always, love the show and can't wait for more episodes. Carrie, thank you, Carrie. Like I mentioned, we're not slowing down. We're doing more Star Wars content. We're not always going to be hitting the hour mark necessarily as content starts to slow, but then we'll be firing up faster when new stuff comes out. So exciting times. So with all of that, what do we reckon? Is there some truth to that? Liam, can I shoot to you first?
Yeah, please. Definitely.
Okay.
And I think that's the whole point of The Last Jedi in terms of like, the way Luke was written. Like, he is a guy who has suffered significant trauma in his life, probably dealing with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very, very emotionally scarred and mentally scarred. And rightly so, when you look at it in that context, he's been through hell and back.
Mm-hmm.
But I also look at it and go, still not my Luke.
Okay.
I think that's spot on and perfect. But in the same sense, like, we're looking at a kid who grew up in Tatooine, so this is a kid who's dealt with gangsters, with the harsh reality of what we would call a ghetto, I suppose. Like that's his day-to-day life. So he is already very, very, very closed off, I'd say, very emotionally resilient in that regard. In a bad way too, I'd probably add. We take that guy, we then expose him to Ben Kenobi, who he already knew. He puts him on this journey of becoming a Jedi. He then becomes the most powerful Jedi, but also like the embodiment of the light side of the Force. And he brings an entire empire of not just a planet, but an entire galaxy, universe to its knees, and pretty much gets rid of it, right? Yes, I can understand the whole trauma concept, but at the same time, I still don't buy it. You look at what he's done, and you go, yep, I still don't think that would be how Luke would respond given everything that's happened.
Okay.
It's entirely plausible, sure, but it just, it fits, but it doesn't fit Star Wars, in my opinion.
I got something which is complementary to that opinion, I think. But Ben, what do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I think, that hits the nail on the head, hey, and like good, I guess just, so much time has passed, and it makes sense that characters can change, and he doesn't have to be the exact same person he was in every other movie, because that would be pretty flat and he wouldn't have developed at all. So, I guess for me is, I do also see the argument that, we're here to see Luke Skywalker and you're giving us something that's completely different to the character who we know and want to see. So, it is a movie and you've got to factor that in. So that's fair. But I guess for me, that's kind of what it comes down to, is that it's a movie, and the story that they were trying to tell was, more about Rey and her trying to instill hope into the galaxy, into Luke specifically, and how he comes around by the end and finds hope and ends up inspiring a whole pile of people. So, I think that's... I don't know. You could read into it all day, but it is sort of about the story at the end of the day as well.
That's true.
But like in universe, I think what she said in the email, it hits the nail on the head as far as it's reasonable that he's a cranky old man because he's gone through so much and lost so much. So that makes perfect sense.
Well, first of all, you said it right there. He's an older man, and like I reserve the right to be properly cranky when I'm old for whatever reason, Maybe not to that extent, but so what you've written in this email, Carrie, has actually swayed me a little, because I never actually thought about all the stuff that he went through, all the people that he's lost, all of his failures, and maybe like briefly, Ben Kenobi's the only one he ever kind of mourns. He says to Leia, I can't believe he's gone, or something, and that's about it. And like everyone else, and then when he sees that same thing gonna happen with Kylo, and then all the stuff that caused because of him, like I can kind of understand it. The bit where I more connect with you, Liam, and this is really what I want to touch on, is just because something makes sense logically doesn't mean that it's the right fit for your film.
Yeah.
Particularly when it's a hero from an older era, which we've seen him at his height be an absolute champion. And then it's like, sure, it makes sense for him to have all of this trauma and be a lot more beaten down, but that doesn't make it the right thing for the story as far as what we want to see on film.
And in a story, you can make anything make sense. If he was super optimistic, you could make that make sense with in universe with the story. Like you can make it work. It just depends what you're trying to tell. Yeah,
true. And the best thing about a hero is that they do everything that we wouldn't really do. In the moment when all the odds are stacked against them, where they're cheering for them, saying, you can do it, get up, do the thing, when any one of us would be like, nah, just like, I've had enough. And so that's disappointing for us when we see our heroes give up. And that's, I suppose, where the bulk of what people are disappointed with The Last Jedi has to do with Luke and kind of where he turned up. Because I think you could have had both. I think you could have had him be like, down about his mistakes of the past, maybe a bit remorseful still about Kylo. And we see like some Mark Hamill like cheekiness come through, in The Last Jedi, but it's not quite there for me. So like I do understand your point of view there, Liam. But then I think I'm also more appreciating that, it's not fun for me to watch, but I understand it.
Although, isn't there something to be said about the journey like that? That we're hanging out to see old Luke again, saving the day and stuff, and we have to work through that with Rey, and it's building up, and we get there, and then by the end of the movie, he steps out in front of the Empire, and like, yeah, it's Luke, he's back. Like, there could be something to be said for that. That it's a build up to something that we want to see, and then we get it at the end, and he sacrifices himself for everyone else. Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think the argument there is if he was actually there, that would have been different. Because some people say like he only showed up just to mock Kylo in front of everyone else, and like, I don't necessarily agree with that. But I appreciate his sacrifice, and I think it is very cool. And when you're there, there are things that give it away, like the blue lightsaber. You're like, what? That was just destroyed. What do you?
Yeah.
He should have had his green lightsaber. That's my one drawback on that one. Yeah. But no, do you have anything else on that one?
I think I want to point out that I understood it from the get-go, and I think that's because of the field of work that I'm in. So I work with traumatized kids, and like we have to go through a lot of trauma training and whatnot. So watching The Last Jedi, like I got it right from the get-go. I'm like, this dude has some serious demons that he's battling. And it's probably going to be my main point. Like to me, it doesn't fit Star Wars.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't feel like it. It does make perfect sense, but it just falls short.
And I guess that's one thing coming back to like Brewer and Owen Lars dying, and we don't see him grieve for it and stuff like that. Is that it's a fun space movie at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't need to be completely realistic, and you can just move past those things if they're a bit depressing.
But on that note too, like he grew up in Tatooine, so he would be no stranger to death. He would have had kids who would have died from just like exposure to like the sun and sand. It's ruled by gangsters. Like he would have known countless people who would have been killed. Death. I don't think there would be a chance that he would not have been exposed to death quite regularly.
Well, one side note is that I'm sure you guys have seen the meme of Luke when he's sad after Obi-Wan's died and Leia's comforting him, and it's like when your whole planet and family's just been blown up, but your boyfriend's karate master just died. And he's just like sad.
I think Robot Chicken did something on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did the guy you just met 15 minutes ago die? Aw. Yeah.
There we go. Good email.
Yeah, very good email. And I do hear both of you there. On the one, it sucks that I have to do this because I want to like every Star Wars movie so much, just because in my lifetime a new Star Wars movie got made and I got to go and watch it at the cinema, and that's always going to be awesome. And so I just keep on watching Last Jedi. I don't stop. And it gets better.
Yeah, that's cool.
It gets better. Okay, let's move on out of that one. Why don't we? Well, before we move out of that one, actually, thank you for your email. Thank you very much. It helps us a great deal to know that people are listening and watching. So one of the things I'm going to get people to do actively, if you want to go over to our YouTube video of this, episode 101, comment. What do you reckon about it? And let's, keep it civil, as always. We're only about positivity on this show. But, what do you think? And maybe actually side thing to see who's actually paying attention. Comment, if you were a clone in the clone army, what would be your clone name? Ooh. I want to know. That's the question I'm posing to you. Comment on the YouTubes. What's your clone name? Ben, what's your clone name?
Clone Ben.
Clone Ben. Liam?
I have no idea why, but the first word that came to mind is scruff.
Scruff.
Ah, that's cool.
All right.
That sounds legit.
Yeah. What would you call me? This is gonna hurt my feelings, isn't it? Shouldn't have asked. Let's move on.
Diamond.
Blind.
Blind.
I said diamond.
Oh, diamond. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. Sparkles. All right. Why don't we now move into? Oh yeah, I've got a special segment for you guys because we brought it back the other week, and we're gonna. Here we go.
Who are you?
Who are you? You're just a child.
I'm a person.
Then who are you?
It's called Who Are You? It's like our very own celebrity heads thing, and it's I'm going to give you a character. Ben, if you could actually cue up some music, just a little fun music to go along with this one. And I'm going to give you a character. I'm going to give you hints about the character.
Sorry, cue it up.
No, that's right. You can do it now.
I'll play it.
Yeah. I'm going to give you hints about the character, and can you play multiple sound effects at once? Like, do you have buzzers on that thing?
Sure.
You can both pick your buzzer sound and just play it. Ben, what's your buzzer? Quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Yep.
Alrighty.
Liam, pick one.
Where's the...
None of them are labeled. X or F is he.
All right.
Alright, so which one is yours?
It's going to be fun. All right. Here we go. So, first clue. I'm good at fixing things. Ooh, Liam.
Anakin.
No.
Oh!
Next clue. I'm an orphan. Ooh.
Anakin.
No. Next clue. One more strike and you're out, buddy.
Oh, no.
Next clue. I learned to use the Force. Last clue. This is a winner takes all, okay? My lightsaber is yellow. Oh.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Nice.
Nicely done. All right, one more. Here we go. I'm wealthy. Ooh.
Count Dooku.
No. I get betrayed. Ooh.
Princess Leia.
Ooh.
I just heard I'm wealthy, but yeah, I can't think of when she got betrayed.
Oh, that's too easy. I wear fancy capes.
Lando.
Oh, nicely done. Very well done. All right, that'll do it for another episode of Who Are You?
I like that.
Yeah. That one was like, ooh.
Got it.
That one came and went, actually, so yeah, we can expect more from that one. I think lastly, before our no disintegrations, we have a What Do You Do, I believe.
Yes.
Would I be right in that?
You would be right.
All right. I gotta push the button that does the thing.
It's your moment, all to you. You're in charge now, what do you do?
This is our very own What Do You Do segment where we're gonna take something from Star Wars and give it our very own spin. What would we do if we were in that situation? And Liam was tasked with this one.
I was.
Yes. Is.
Yes. So I had it was just a snippet, but after consultation, we shall expand it.
Refine it.
So yeah, what would you do, or how would you handle fighting Darth Maul? Yeah.
To the death?
Wow.
All right.
To
So
survive.
is this specifically in Phantom Menace when he rocks up? At the end?
Right at the end, yeah.
That was my impression, yeah.
Okay.
The doors open. Dun, dun.
Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
So initially it was going to be, what would you do if you were Obi-Wan, like stuck in that hole, holding onto that weird little bump thing? But yeah, like Isaac said, let's simplify it.
And the goal of this is unity. So we're all going to work together. Even though there was only 2 characters, we're saying now there's 3 of us. The 3 Astromech boys. Well, there's 4 of us, but you know, he's flown off in an Naboo starfighter, ready to blow up the Trade Federation ship. Good old Andy.
Try spinning.
Yeah, it's a good trick. So the 3 of us, we're going to work together, and we're going to one by one list our ideas off. And how do we take down a Sith Lord?
Yeah.
Benjamin, you got anything?
It's kind of silly, but it could work. So I was thinking along the lines of, like, you know, you're in this high place on the rails, or on the no rails, the platforms and whatever. So you sort of essentially try and push him off the edge. They do in a way, because he loses his balance and then he jumps and goes to the other platform. So you've tried that. Okay, it didn't quite work. Next way you do is one of you keeps his attention and fights him with a lightsaber, while the other one, which is Obi-Wan, maybe when they got separated, he comes up from behind. Bit of rope or some handcuffs or something, force them and tie his legs together, and then you do it again and shove him off the edge, and he plummets to his death.
All right. I reckon, okay, that's a solid start. Right at the start for me, the first thing I would do, so they part ways for some reason. The door opens and all the rest of the guys run away and they say, oh, we'll handle this, just the two of us. I reckon say, no, stay with us.
Everyone shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Before he even gets his lightsaber out.
Yeah, okay.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
And assuming, like, you know,
Movie finished.
it's the job for all of us to kind of play devil's advocate against one, and, you know, to make it more realistic. I imagine he would just, like, matrix his way around it, you know, duck and dodge and dive out the way. But then the other thing is, they just, like, cloaks on the ground, lightsabers out straight away. No one says a word. It's like, could you not be like, hey, guy over there, with the spiky head, you sprechen the English? And he goes,
You're speaking any English?
Yeah. And you try and talk it out with him. Be like, hey, pal, we don't need a fight. And
How much is the Emperor paying you?
Yeah.
We'll double it.
yeah.
Just go out for a pizza and talk about this, mate.
Yeah. Nice legs you got there. You want to keep them? Maybe you should keep your saber. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something like I get the whole like honor thing, or like, you've got to play the game the right way, or with the dueling and you give each other a chance. But Qui-Gon hasn't been sticking to the rules. Like, he forced a chance cube to land on the side he wanted.
This is
like,
true.
It's not very morally right. So, like, yeah, it doesn't quite make sense for Qui-Gon not to just cheat the game and just get him. Although what you were saying with keeping everyone there, I understand that, because he's such a threat and he's so dangerous. You don't want to get other people involved.
Yeah.
So that would be the thing I'd say.
Well, can I just quickly change that one then to we talk, but we just heckle him from a distance first, like make fun of his appearance and that his lines on his
Too much time
face.
in the sun, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, keep that hood on, you ugly man. Like,
see why you wear the hood.
yeah. So we like demoralize him a little bit first before the fight. Like,
that's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And then Liam, finish him.
Alrighty. Now, so we've gone down the avenue. We've told the others to get, because they're probably going to get killed. Yeah. Is that what we're saying?
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to be the one to say, not all of us is going to make it out of this alive.
Okay.
Like, this dude is a bad dude. He's fought Qui-Gon initially, or whatever that was on Tatooine.
Well trained, in the Jedi arts.
So, you know what? I'm going to take one for the team. I'm just going to kamikaze this dude. I'm going to run at him and know that I'm about to meet my maker. But I'm just going to, like, full-on jump at the guy and go for the eyes.
Okay.
Really go for the eyes. Poke, gouge, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And now, while this dude is completely stunned and probably like, my eyes!
Yeah.
You guys finish him off.
All right.
Lightsaber.
Couple of problems. He sees you running towards him, yelling something. Does he not just force push you away, or worse, throw his lightsaber at you?
All right. So, are we force sensitive in this?
I guess we're Jedi. Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
we're Jedi. Sure. Cool. If that's the case, that's totally counteracts my entire argument. Okay, so if he throws his lightsaber, I'm just going to jump out of the way.
Okay.
If he force pushes me, I'm going to do
push him
force-
back.
No, force pull as I'm going backwards. Pull along with me. Like, you're getting out of this one, buddy.
Nice.
That's clever.
As he's coming towards me, lightsaber on, right in the face.
Yeah.
It's like when someone tries to push you in the pool, you pull them in with
Exactly.
you.
Yeah. If I'm going down, you're going with me, sucker.
Yeah. And then as that's happening, I'm still demoralizing. I bet that hurt, you loser. Getting him mad. Yeah. Okay. And then Ben ties him up with rope and pushes him off the
Just
edge.
his legs.
Okay, just the leg. And then you cut his legs off.
Yeah.
Why not just do that from the if you're going to cut them off?
All right.
Well, like, yeah, he takes his robe off. It's on the ground, so you just force it up a little and like tie it in a knot around his leg.
I thought you were going somewhere else. Force it back up and put it on him. So
Yeah,
he has to take it off
just
again.
pull the hood over his eyes.
Gets really irritated.
And then me, like, still heckling him, just like force dack him, and so his pants fall down and he's all embarrassed. When really, the obvious thing for us to do, how does this all start? The doors open and he's behind it.
Close the
Just
doors
close
again.
the doors and it's like,
Nope. No fighting today, buddy.
yeah.
It's the Sabbath.
No.
Oh wait, I can't. Oh. Yeah, there you go. I think we got him.
Cool.
If at the very least he's too embarrassed to fight, I think. Yeah.
At worst, blind and legless.
Yeah. New
Sweet.
apprentice, I reckon. That'll do. Turnsounds@gmail.com. How would you finish off Maul? How would you do the deed? We're asking you. All right, but until then, I think we're going to be jumping into No Disintegrations
I've
now.
got some Ben's Corner content at some point if you want it, but probably a later episode.
We got time.
Okay.
As Mr. Incredible says, I still got time.
Yeah, nice. There's been quite a lot of interesting things I've been learning from the making of Star Wars books so far, but still looking at the early sort of first drafts of the script and stuff like that. It's I'll read just a paragraph out to you with regards to names and some ideas that were there very early on, which didn't come in till much later in prequels and
for
stuff
people?
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as George Lucas began to write, he moved his mind from the large to the small, from big themes such as those inherent in the thinking on conflict, governments, and Vietnam, to details such as the names of characters and planets. He made lists that often read like streams of consciousness. Perhaps his first writing germane to Star Wars, I don't know that way it is a roster of that. Yeah. Anyway, he's written a list of names. Okay. So we've got weird names like Xenos, Thorpe, Roland, Monroe, Lars, Kane, Hayden, which is just coincidence, Hayden Christensen, Crispin, Leela, Xena, Owen, Mace, One, Star, Bale, Biggs, Bly, Kane, Klieg was on the very first list, Fleet, and Valorum. So a lot of those did end up coming back in...
Shmi is my wife.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming back later. But one thing that was really interesting, and this was like one of the very first drafts, if not the first draft, is Star Wars was called Journal of the Whills. The first line says, "This is the story of Mace Windy."
Yeah.
And that was going to be the main character, a Jedi Knight, and it goes on and stuff.
Mace Windy.
Mace Windy. That was going to be the main character in the first draft of Star Wars.
Wait. Windy as in like it's too windy outside?
Yeah,
Or like...
Windy.
No.
So yeah, that blew my mind a bit, eh?
Just a little bit. Wow.
George Walton
That actually his middle name.
Lucas.
It is.
It is?
Okay. Yeah. G.W. Well. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. Hey, like, well, just the fact that Mace Windu, you know, at least in the name was from very early on, but that he was going to be such a major part, and I wonder, what changed his mind to say, oh no, let's not use that at all, and then he brought him back. Oh, let's just give this side character the name Mace Windu and change it.
Yeah. Well, someone had to go, look, George, don't call him Windy.
Windy is not a great name, bud. Yeah, but there you go.
I didn't sort of side thing on that regarding Sam L. Jackson as Mace Windu. I didn't even know that he wasn't well known really before that.
Yeah. So I mean, well, no,
because I know like
he was well known before Star Wars.
I know like
100%.
Pulp Fiction and Jurassic Park, but then like other than that, like
those are two very big movies, though.
I mean, they are now, but Pulp Fiction wasn't really that big at its time.
Yeah,
it's more of a cult classic now.
I would argue that he was well known, only because didn't he like argue that he wanted a purple lightsaber, like he wanted to be individualistic and.
Yeah, and they gave it to him, which says something about.
Yeah, I mean, if he was just like some random guy, like, no, how you'll get a green or a blue like the rest of them. Go back out there, you Jedi peasants.
I remember I watched that just recently, actually, where he's talking about like, you know, all the Sith get red lightsabers, but Jedi get blue or green, and then like he's like, what about purple? What about it?
That's a good George Lucas.
Ben does a good George Lucas.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought he was well known, but it could be wrong.
There you go. That is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
The story of
Windy.
Mace Windy.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Star Wars is still.
Yeah, all about him the whole time. There
Oh,
we go.
I don't like Mace Windu.
No,
Ah.
because he's black.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
No.
whoa.
Because he's horrible.
Yeah, fair.
None of that
Don't
around
like,
here,
you
my
just
friend.
don't like the color purple.
No, I love the color purple. He just seems like such a goose in those movies.
All right, we're going to move into no disintegrations while we still have a show.
No disintegration.
The world's on fire at the moment, and you want to... man, we just
Yeah.
lost 5 of the 10 subs we have.
Yeah.
All right. This is a part of the show where we bring you positivity, because why not,
Hey,
you know?
Why not?
Drop of that in your life. And typically somebody sings us into this segment, themed Star Wars. Who would you like it to be today? I'm kind of feeling Dire Straits. I don't know about you. Otherwise, there's
Sure.
Johnny Cash, there's Michael Bublé, there's Frank
Elvis
Sinatra.
was never in there, was he?
Elvis?
Have we got Elvis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Elvis it is. Why not?
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis, for all that you do on our show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
He is here.
He's alive.
You're the trainer looking how to use a force. Lucas doing flips and running around the coast. You're the said to look before your training stops. You wanna be a Jedi, better lift some rocks, lift rocks. Everybody lift rocks. Everybody on day go by. Come on, we're gonna lift some rocks.
All right, well, talking about positivity, Benjamin, why don't you bring us something you like about Star Wars? Is it Samuel Jackson?
Yeah.
Good.
I do like Samuel Jackson.
Love
But
Samuel
much
Jackson.
like Liam, I don't like Mace Windu all that much because he's a bit of a jerk.
It's true.
Okay, so I might have said this before.
It's very likely, man.
Very
101
likely.
episodes.
Okay, fair enough. But I was watching episode 4 again the other day, and I just love the Jawas, how the like at first for maybe 30 seconds or so when R2's going through the canyon and there's these like eyes and this like silhouette figure that just darts behind the wall, like that's scary, man.
You hear
And
them
there's, like, this-
whispering as well.
yeah. So you know they're pretty scary idea, but then as soon as they jump out and start talking and running around, then they're funny little things and they're talking a funny voice and doing all weird stuff. So I just like the balance of that. That you know, it's this idea that seems really scary. This hooded figure with you don't see anything but these glowing eyes, but then they're just running. Whip it over.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps it fun for the kids. But yeah,
Star Wars
that's
has a
just
bit of
something
that.
unique. Hey, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like I guess that's the thing with the Ewoks. They're not subtle at all. Like they're teddy bears and they're funny and they run around. But this is something that should be scary, but then it's got a twist and it's funny. So yeah,
Nice.
there we go.
Yeah,
Nice,
I like that. For mine today, I've just got the TIE Fighter design. I think, you know, from a lot of the ships that we see in Star Wars, they've all got their unique sort of sound designs, their blaster firing, or their cannon, I guess, on a ship, firing design, and even the shape of it, I think, is just not what you'd expect. It's not very, what we'd call classically aerodynamic, you know, the kind of sleekness that you'd expect to dart through and, you know, meet very little resistance. It's, good maneuverability, and I like that Poe says that, you know, he jumps in one and whoa, these things move crazy. Like, you know, it's a neat design. You hear them as they fly through. You can recognize them from ages away.
The sound is so good.
Even that, you know, puts the hairs up on the back of your neck. You know, Finn from far away just hears the distant sounds of one. He's like, oh man, we gotta like, off we go. Yeah.
Ray!
Oh, I have to run without you holding my hand. Liam, youngling.
Alrighty. I am going to change mine up now and go Mace Windu's lightsaber. One, because it's purple.
Okay.
And I do actually really like purple lightsabers. I think they look so
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
But to the Electrum on it. I love gold.
Explain yourself.
For the other people who don't know what Electrum is, I know what it is, obviously.
Yeah.
So
on
Electrum.
that, just really quickly, I'm
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt
No.
you. Potential partnership happening. Not sure. Okay. Not sure. Liam is our lightsaber guy. Okay.
Yeah.
He's. I don't know if he's proud about it or not, but he
I am
owns a.
so proud of
Okay, he's proud of it. He owns a whole lot of lightsabers, and he's very much our authority with lightsabers on this. So I'm gonna let him speak to
Hopefully.
you. Yeah. Go. What it would talk about. Talk.
Alrighty, so Electrum is a type of, if I'm not mistaken, it's a type of metal that the higher up you get in Jedi rankings, it's supposed to signify you're a big deal.
Okay.
So, you see some of the Jedi Masters, they get little gold platings on their lightsabers, and that stuff is called Electrum. And if you look at Windu's lightsaber, you do see those little bits of gold here and there, especially when you zoom in. If you look at, like, I think it's the Hasbro Force Effects ones or the Master Replica ones, if you really look closely, you do see some pretty intricate, like, pattern work down towards the bottom of the hilt, if I remember all right.
Okay.
And if I am remembering it properly, it is gold. So I'm assuming that part is Electrum as well. It's very beautiful.
It's just
very beautiful.
A
Little bit of bling bling on your lightsaber.
decorative. Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Flex my
lightsaber.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
'Cause, they wear it on their hip as well. So you're strolling past and you just
It is
point
the
the hip.
epitome
Nice
of it's the Ron Burgundy saying I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
People know me.
Yeah.
I have many.
Do you reckon
It's a
anyone
good
would
run,
like have a gold lightsaber, just go all out? Like, yeah.
Palpatine, and that was to
Yeah.
mock the Jedi.
Ah, nice. There we
So
go. Was
that's-
that like actually made of gold?
I don't think it was gold. It was made out of Electrum, I'm pretty sure, but
Okay.
just to mock the Jedi.
Yeah, nice.
That's how the story goes. The legends have it.
I'm just picturing Palpatine with like gold sunglasses on and chains around his neck. Yeah. With the dollar sign. Yeah, nice.
Something about unlimited bling.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Windu's lightsaber.
Nice.
Great.
Don't like the
Nicely done.
character, but love his lightsaber.
So when he goes flying out the window,
Ah.
and out goes flying his lightsaber, you'd be there in the streets like,
Oh,
get ready to
100%.
yeah.
You let him hit the ground, but you
Yep.
go.
Be like, look,
Yoink.
man, you had your chance. This work of art right here, I will give it a life. I will respect the thing. I'll treat it good. Rest easy, you cruel person.
All right. So
This
you're
is
walking
mine
away
now.
with that lightsaber, and then you get slapped by the hand as well as it falls down.
Yeah.
Score. Yeah. All right then.
I'd look back at his body then and said, I'm definitely keeping this thing.
It's pretty handy. All right, let's move into our dialect of the day.
You can understand that thing?
I bring you each week one of the dialects from Star Wars because I'm impressed by them. And today we're listening to Ognaughts in episode 5. These are the little bumbling, ugly things that we see with Bespin.
They couldn't talk English at all until Mandalorian, hey?
Yeah, true.
So, but that makes sense. Just as humans grow up speaking different languages in different places. So, yeah. Okay.
But the funny thing is here, if I were to say to either of you, hey, do an Ognaut impression, would you be able to tell me what they sound like?
Nah. Not off the top of my head.
This surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Sorry to say heck.
No, I would just assume something kind of like Jawas, but a little different. No.
Okay, you listen to the. I don't want to color your opinion, but I also want you to listen out for it. So I'll play it once and then I'll tell you what I think it sounds like if you don't get it. Here we go. Actually, I'm sorry to say as well, this is like riddled with Chewbacca's voice as well because I had to get. Here we go.
Sounds a lot like Porgs.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound exactly like a porg? So I wonder if they
Absolutely.
just got the sound of like a puffin or something like that. And
Yeah, right.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's what porgs are like.
I don't know about the sound necessarily,
No?
but yeah, maybe.
I think, yeah.
I just don't know, so I'm not saying it's not.
Look it up. Your next corner is on the porg.
Cool.
All right.
I do like porgs.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
All right, I'll do a Porg corner next time.
Thank you. I recently followed a page called Roasted Porg Core on Facebook.
Classic.
And yeah, some spicy content.
Tasty.
Here's a shout out. Well, I believe that's going to finish our show. Again, I do encourage you to plug in at turnsounds.com. It really helps us out. And hey, if you don't want to for this show, you can plug in for our sister podcast of Just Keep Walking. Very own... it's not called... Yeah, it is, yeah. Just Keep Walking for the Walking Dead universe and everything else that related to. Or Move Your Mind as well is a great one. Health and Wellbeing, sort of debunking popular myths.
Or if you want to slow your mind down and hear some insane nonsense, there's a podcast in my boot, Toy Story podcast.
Indeed.
Which, it might get your mind racing or it might completely stop it because of how crazy it is, but you let us know. Have a listen.
I'm thrilled by it each and every time. Who knows? There might be another episode in the works sometime soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Make it happen. Well, you guys let us know. Yeah, let us know.
Years of academy training
There's a decent delay in that, isn't
yeah,
there?
there is. I just pressed a random button.
Okay, there you go. Well, until the next time, I've been your host, Isaac Mike Anthony. You know me as Wedge Anthony's. Just let me have this for today.
All right, all right.
Liam has been here with us as well.
Youngling Liam.
Yeah. We shall be watching his career with great interest, that's for sure. And Benjamin, lastly.
Ben Lars.
Hey,
Thank
Ben
you
Lars.
for having me.
Yeah, excellent. All right, that'll be it. And we will have fresh... I'm not sure. Do we have any content for Plugged In people this week?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can do so. I can do a Ben Knows Best, kind of.
All right, we'll do a quick Ben Knows Best for our people who are plugged in. And for the rest of you, till next time.